Hello and welcome to this Valentine's Day episode of the Preeti Girls Club. Woo! Got my pink shades on and I'm ready to run through Am I the Asshole Stories Valentine's Day edition. So that's what we're going to do for this episode. So Kai Ying, who is behind the camera, has scoured for stories online that are Valentine's Day related. And it's time for me to be the judge of whether someone's an asshole or not, because who else better than Singapore's top asshole to judge these stories? So let's get right into it. Also, comment below and let me know a Valentine's Day plan. Just kidding. Don't tell me. Don't. I mean, you should be busy going on that Valentine's Day date while you commenting on my video letting me know. Okay, but anyways, I hope you do something cute on Valentine's Day, whether it's for yourself, for your loved ones, or for nothing. Also can, you know? So let's begin. Okay, story number 1. Am I the asshole for choosing to be with my heartbroken sister for Valentine's Day rather than my husband? Okay, so I, 29-year-old female, am the oldest of 2 siblings, a brother who's 28 and a sister who's 21. I'm extremely protective towards my siblings due to our childhood, which included workaholic parents that were never there. When me and my 30-year-old husband met 7 years ago, I explained that I'm basically their mum, and when they need me, I will drop everything to go to them. Even before we got married, I made him promise me that he accepted my loyalty and that when it comes to my siblings, they will always come first. Recently, my sister did something stupid which caused her childhood sweetheart, whom she'd been with since she was 15, to ghost her. Since the 9th of February, she's been staying at our home and I've been helping her deal with her first heartbreak, which she's taking bad. Think Bella Swan, new moon bad. Of course, Valentine's Day being so close to it, it was going to be harder for her. So you can imagine my anger when my husband decorated our bedroom and got me an over-the-top gift basket with extremely expensive makeup and skincare. I didn't know if he made a stupid mistake trying to mean well, or he did set out to prove a point, as he's been a bit of a crap towards my sister. He hasn't shown her any pity, nor does he support me, treating her like an innocent baby. On Valentine's Day, he called me and said to get ready, as he was taking me out to surprise me. Honestly, I was needing a breakout and I was glad we weren't fighting anymore. While I was getting ready, my sister entered the room and had a breakdown which ended in a panic attack. She was still crying in my arms, and when my husband entered our room dressed in a suit, I just mouthed sorry. And he threw down the roses screaming, "Fuck it, I can't take this shit anymore." He came back home around 3 a.m. and slept on the floor of our bedroom by his own wishes. Since then, he hasn't spoken to me. My brother has told me I was in the right as family comes first, but my friends are on my husband's side. Am I the asshole? Damn! Oh, this is quite a tough one. This is difficult. Okay, realistically, if I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes, right? So if I was if I was married and like my sister was going through something and then she had to so something that she was reacting to so badly that she needed to come stay with me just to physically be with her. So clearly she's in a very bad place emotionally, right? I think I definitely would choose to always prioritize her wherever I can. But I feel like when it comes to Valentine's Day and when someone else is trying to prioritize you, it's very tricky here, because just because your sister is your priority, it does not mean that your sister needs to be someone else's priority, right? So you took on that responsibility and that obligation by choice, right? And she sounds like she obviously loves her siblings and she willingly did this. But it's the expectation for her husband to also match that energy that I think that's where it gets iffy. So, of course, if I were the husband, I would also still want to do something nice for my partner. But I think considering what's happening with the sister and the fact that she's living there in their own personal space, I would go out of my way to do something nice for the sister also, because I'm seeing that she's having a very difficult time. That's obviously taking a toll on my partner, right? So, out of courtesy, I would go out of my way to, if I'm going to prepare something for my partner, I'm also going to make sure I get a simple Valentine's Day gift or something for their sibling who is struggling in this same, in this aspect of things right now lah, and who isn't just struggling with it or just feeling lonely or what, who just went through a messy breakup, or messy they're taking a break with their own partner because of some messy mistake that they made, right? So yeah, I think if I was a husband, I'd definitely go on my way to do something nice for her. But it's the awkwardness of being the wife here in this situation and feeling very not undeserving but guilty that you have a good relationship going for you and your husband's treating you right and decorating the house and wanting to take you out and doing all these things. I can only imagine how uncomfortable this lady who wrote this story is feeling, because she probably is feeling okay, I want all these things, I'm so grateful for all these things, but time and place, like, like don't do it now. Don't do it while she's living with us. Or maybe don't have to decorate the house because she can see these things, but we can still go out for like dinner. We can still stick to our plans. So I guess if I were the wife, I would not have cancelled my dinner plans in that moment. But it's tricky because if she's saying that she came into the room screaming, crying, and like losing her mind, I would have definitely tried to like make alternative plans or like try and change up the night to be like, okay, you know what? You clearly need to be distracted from what's going on right now because there's nothing else we can do here, right? It's not like something new happened or what. This is just like she's just going through very intense emotions because it's clearly Valentine's Day. So I would have tried to change up the plans or made sure the plans included her to like, you know what, let's do like a movie night in, let's do something. Like I would have tried to do that to the best of my ability. But the fact that the husband came in and said like, fuck it, I can't do this anymore, that's stressful because now it's even more of a responsibility to manage her sister's emotions because now she probably feels like shit for going through life, right? And going through her own issues. So I wouldn't say she's the asshole here. I would say she's definitely not the asshole in this story. I think the asshole in this story is the sister for being so self-serving because at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through in life, especially if it's a breakup or something like relationship related that was a consequence of your own actions, because in the story it did say that she made a stupid mistake, right? So I don't know what this mistake is, but this is literally the consequence of her own actions. So I think the person who is being selfish here in this story is definitely the sister, because even if you messed up and you made a mistake or whatever, you would also be able to read the room and know that you are not only like your sister and her husband did not only so graciously host you in their house and you living in their own personal space, that's already taking a toll on their I'm sure on their own like freedom to do whatever they want in their own house and to just be with each other without worrying about someone else being here, right? Without it being a shared space. So I think the sister sounds pretty selfish here. I wouldn't say the guy's an asshole. I wouldn't say the lady in this story is an asshole. Of course, they both could have done things differently. Like the sister could have like sidebar, bring the husband aside and talk to the husband to like have a proper conversation with him and be like, hey, no, I really need to cancel. I need to be there for her. Instead of just expecting him to understand in that moment and be like, I'm so sorry, I have to stay home in front of the sister, because you put him in a position where he also has to always like walk on eggshells around her emotions, even though, like I said, he's not completely her, like she is not completely his responsibility, right? So yeah, the asshole here is the person who didn't even write the story, but the person who caused all these issues in their relationship. So she's not the asshole, he's not the asshole. But wow, this is so stressful. The fact that they did not speak and the fact that he came home and slept on the floor, like that one is very like, ugh, at least sleep on the bed lah. Why you sleep on the floor? That one is a bit like you're literally trying to say like this relationship is over. Like I can't even physically be in the same bed as you because I'm so upset with you. So that's very like, I think they clearly needed to talk by now. It shouldn't have been days of like not speaking. That's a bit, they both have let it like fester for too long, I feel. And yeah, this is so awkward. Is the sister still living there? Does she know that she caused this rift between them? Because they're so uncomfortable. What if she's still there? And what if she like gets back with her partner and everything's okay? Then this is like messy. She let her relationship drama bleed into like her own sister's relationship. Messy queen. We do not love a messy queen on Valentine's Day, okay? No, thank you. Okay, let's see the next story. Okay, story 2. Am I the asshole for wanting more from my boyfriend on Valentine's Day? So today was my boyfriend and I's first Valentine's Day as a couple. They're both 22 years old. So they met online in 2020, but due to the pandemic, they didn't meet in person until mid last year, and since then they've been together. I grew up well looked after and never wanting much because my mother is a very giving person and always went above and beyond for me. This translated into my love language as I'm a big giver and I can be extravagant in what I give. I don't expect everyone in my life to be extra the way that I am. I often pick up little gifts from my boyfriend for no real occasion just because it's how I express my affection. He doesn't often reciprocate, but it usually doesn't bother me because he expresses his love in other ways. However, since this Valentine's Day was the first we'll be spending as a couple, I was really hoping he would go out of his way and do something special, especially because I communicated that it meant a lot. It means a lot to me. He voiced that he wouldn't take the time off work, which I understood, and I suggested that arrangements could be made for after work or the weekend before. He said that it didn't matter if we didn't celebrate the day together because we're going on a trip 2 weeks beforehand. This upset me because the vacation booked was never planned to be a consolation for Valentine's Day plan, nor did we do anything special for the vacation that related to today. The trip was solely planned by me and split financially 50-50 despite me being a student and him working full-time. This isn't anything I find an issue with on a normal occasion, but this isn't what I consider a Valentine's gift or plan. I explained to him that I'd like to at least celebrate it another way. He said, we'll see. On the last day of our holiday, he gave me a card and told me to open it on Valentine's Day. From then, I knew he had no plans to see me today, but I still hoped I might be wrong. Today, when he told me he had nothing planned for us, I asked if he could plan something for this weekend, and he complained about the prices of everything. I opened his card and I appreciated the words, but I couldn't help feeling disappointed that no other effort was made. I didn't get a gift or anything else from him, and I don't often ask for it back as I don't give to get, but today hurt me. I spent hours making him a basket filled with his favorite things, and I won't even get to give him today. I can't tell if I'm being over dramatic, and I don't want to come off as ungrateful and spoiled, but I just feel very underappreciated and disappointed that he's gone to no effort for something I care about. So am I the asshole? Damn. Wow. Okay, I don't think she's the asshole here. I think if you're in a relationship and you communicate, you take the time to communicate that this is something that's important to you, that should be enough said. Because you don't need to say exactly what this person needs to do on that day. I don't think Valentine's Day should be something. Let's be real. At the end of the day, Valentine's Day is just the way for people to spend money and do these things, and just you should love each other every day and do all these cute fun things like gifting each other things or taking each other out whenever you can, whenever you want to, right? So it shouldn't just be on this one big day we need to plan a whole thing. Of course, it's fun because it's just in lieu of Valentine's Day, let's just make sure we at least spend time together. For some couples, it's as simple as that. But if you are someone in a relationship and you have communicated to your partner that this means a lot to me, and you communicate in advance, which means there is enough time to do something, does not need to be extravagant, but it just needs to be something that you intended for that day and for your partner. And this is one of those things where it's the thought that counts. And if this guy managed to, if he wasn't able to get off work, or if he wasn't interested to get off work because he didn't see Valentine's Day as a priority, because he completely doesn't care about Valentine's Day, that's also fair, because work is still that's like an obligation. That's a financial thing that some people cannot get out of it easy, or it's really just not worth to get off. It doesn't make sense for them. So that's fair. But the fact that there's an option to do something after work, there's the time to do these things, and he just chose not to, is a bit annoying. Because if he's worried about the prices, it still goes back to, that's his assumption that she wanted something grand or she wanted something very extra for Valentine's Day. And I don't know, I feel like maybe the only thing I think she could have done differently, because I don't think she's the asshole here, and I think she communicated her feelings very clearly, but I think maybe the only thing she could have said, if she knows she's in a relationship with somebody who really doesn't care about these things, is to explicitly be like, I really don't care what we do, but I just think it would be nice to even go watch a movie, stay in, we cook dinner. I think if she expressed that this needed to be even the most simplest thing, or the most affordable, fun thing, as long as we intentionally did something for Valentine's Day, that would be enough for her. I think that's all she needed to communicate. In at the same time as she was saying that Valentine's Day is important to her. Because I think when people hear Valentine's Day, they just hear gifts, money, overpriced roses, chocolates, they just think that, and they're like, but it's a scam. What? We all know Valentine's Day is a one big capitalism scam. We all know it. So some people just hear Valentine's Day and they think that, but they don't think that, okay what's something cute I can do for my partner that can literally cost me $0? What is something I can go on my way to do? And I get that he did that card, but I still think clearly what she was asking for was, hey, let's spend this day together. Let's do something together on this day in lieu of Valentine's Day. And to make that upcoming vacation, let's just use it as a Valentine's Day thing, it's a bit shitty. So, okay, so funnily enough, in my own life, I can relate to her to an extent, because I am definitely one of those people in a relationship that wherever I can, or if I see something cute that reminds me of Shak, I would just be like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna get it for him. And it doesn't need to be an occasion, it doesn't need to be in lieu of something, or I don't need to buy this and save it for an occasion to give it to him. It's just something I want to give it to him. Today, I'll pass it to him. So it's just those cute little things that I enjoy doing. And he's also similar to me in that vein. He would also do that. But we're not people who, we don't do crazy things. It's very rare for us to go extremely over the top, unless we are able to comfortably, because we are practical in that sense, where it makes each other uncomfortable to do something too extravagant. So funnily enough, Valentine's Day is now, right? And I actually have a upcoming, I have a client staycay. So I have a client It's completely unrelated to Valentine's Day, and it's just a staycation that a client planned. It's a brand trip kind of thing that is happens to fall on the same day. So the first thing I said to the client was, okay, it's actually Valentine's Day, and I've never, in the 3.5 years of me and Chuck being together, we have never spent Valentine's Day together because he's always been in reservist on Valentine's Day. So this is actually the first year that we are getting to spend Valentine's Day together, and I was excited to just, we have absolutely nothing planned, but it was just, we both are going to spend time with each other on the day. That's it. And that was enough. You know, that was enough for me to know that, oh my God, we can intentionally go anywhere we want, go watch a movie, go out and have dinner, drinks. Like, you know, we can do something just so normal and something that we can do any other day. But like, it's just a day that we've never been able to spend together. But now that this thing came up, right, this work thing, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I made sure to let the client know, like, actually, do we have dinner plans on the first day because I really want to spend it with my partner. So, you know, it's not me, like, I could have very easily been like, oh, I guess we have a Valentine's Day staycation. Let's make it our Valentine's Day thing, you know? So that would have been pretty shitty also, because this was completely something that I had no intention to do or plan, and now to just rope my partner in and be like, okay lah, so let's just make this our Valentine's Day thing, is kind of like that's convenient. So we are still on the same page of like okay, let's see where there are pockets of time to go do our own thing or go plan activities that we want to do, or how we can spend time with each other even if there's nothing to do for the day. So yeah, I think making the vacay like part of, let's just use it as a Valentine's Day thing, is pretty shitty, because that was planned before even you gave a shit about anybody talked about Valentine's Day. So yeah, he is the asshole in this story, because he could have just planned dinner at home or dinner anywhere, or like even in lieu of Valentine's Day, the weekend after, when things are not, the prices are not jacked up for Valentine's Day, you know. Very easy to do bare minimum, honestly. Very easy to buy something on your way home. Very easy to like just make time for these things when your partner explicitly says they give a shit about these things. Not that hard, man. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for giving a guy classmate a Valentine's Day gift? Is that a wrong move? Okay, let's see. Hello. Yes, I know Valentine's Day was yesterday, but I really need other people's perspective and thoughts on what I'm about to say. So basically, during Valentine's Day, I give out gifts to my friends, the girls obviously, and I happen to have an extra gift. So I decided to give one to my guy classmates. Let's name him Bruce. The reason why I decided to give it to Bruce was because I felt he sort of deserved something, because he helped me during lessons and seemed like a pretty decent guy out of everyone in the class. Thing is, I only got to know him for a month, so when I gave him the gift, I gave it to him with the intention as a classmate. However, I think he and his friends think differently. I think it was also stupid of me to give him this gift in front of his friends, but I wasn't thinking at that point in time. I just said Happy Valentine's Day, he thanked me, and I walked off. But suddenly his friends were all cheering, and at first I didn't care much, but ever since yesterday they have been acting so weird. I was trying to concentrate in class, especially the freaking whiteboard, and Bruce decided to be a nuisance. He sits in front of me, and I just wanted to ask him to stop. But I was already tired from the lesson, and I just shrugged it off. But then the next lesson, we were packing up, and Bruce and his friends were clowning around, and Bruce's back happened to hit me. Obviously, he apologized, and I said it was okay. But the weirdest thing was that his friend said, "Hey bro, you confirm purposely one, right?" Ew. Well, I love how this is obviously a Singaporean story. I was weirded out, but I kept my cool. And right now I'm overthinking so much, because I think what I did was pretty stupid, and I'm kind of regretting it, because I think Bruce got the wrong idea. But I'm not expecting anything. I just hope it won't become an issue. Does that make any sense? He hasn't said anything too. So anyways, what do y'all think? Maybe I'm overthinking too much, and honestly I don't understand his and his friends' actions. Help a girly out, guys. P.S. Just to add on, we also don't really talk unless we need help from each other. So yeah, we're not close at all. Not even a little. Damn. Okay, I wouldn't say she's an asshole here, because I don't think she very outwardly led this man on and did anything that was like, that should be misconstrued any type of way. I think if like they were all there to witness her giving it out to her friends and then seeing that there was an extra and then him receiving it, it's really not that deep. Like, you know, it's really just it is an extra one, you know, take it. But I think after seeing how the friends act, and after they're like one kind about it, or they're trying to hint at like, hey, you purposely hit her right, you like her right, you know, if they're trying to do that, then I think there's some level of she needs to distance herself from them, or especially Bruce, or she needs to like put it out there, you know, she needs to be like, can you stop making things weird? Like, you know that I gave you this Valentine's Day gift because I got extra, right? Not because I like you, right? Like, you know, if I were her, I would have done that by now, because if people are making you weird and making this space uncomfortable. But it's also shitty, because even if she goes out of her way to do that, right? Like, put herself out there and and like actually just suck it up and tell him this kind of thing, even though it's difficult to communicate to someone these things, his loser guy friends might just like use that as ammo to like just make fun of him, and now he's a laughing stock in the class. And now anytime they talk, people be like, oh, you know, she reject you, like, you know, like they'll do this kind of lame things. So there's a lot of layers to it because we're talking about lame children, clearly. But I don't know. I definitely don't think she's the asshole here. I think maybe the only thing she could have done differently is in that moment when she was giving out the gifts and when there was an extra, to explicitly be like, I got extra, who won? You know, to just go out of the way to be like, this means nothing. Like, I do not love you, you know, but you can take it because, you know, maybe there's chocolate in there. Maybe you like chocolate, you know? So maybe it should have been more like out of the way to say like, this means nothing, this is just extra, I'm not going to let it go to waste that somebody wanted. But that's also very sad lah, because Valentine's Day, then, you know, you go out of your way to be like, I don't like you, I don't like you, but you can eat this. It's like, the last thing you would think of is that some lame-o in your class that you have been nothing but like cordial with is going to suddenly think you're in love with them. What? Like, it's really not that deep. Sometimes people need to chill. Like, Valentine's Day is really just a day for people to do random cute things and do things that are, I guess, a little bit out of the ordinary in the name of love or in the name of just being kind. And love can also mean many different things. Loving someone is not being in love with them. And loving someone can also just be being kind to someone. So it's like, I'm sure in school, like, it's very normal to like, especially when you're much younger, it's very normal to like, oh, okay, buy chocolates and share with your friends in school, or like pack goodie bags for your friends. It's very normal to do these things. So like sometimes do not read into these things too much, because Valentine's Day is really just for the lols, and it's fun and it's chill, and it's like how on TikTok every single female in a like who's dating a man is online saying, oh, my boyfriend haven't asked me to be his Valentine's. You know, it's fun. It's funny for us to do that. But in reality, it's just a random day. It's just a reason to like do something a bit extra and nice for your partner or someone that you love. So yeah, it's not that deep, man. You're wanting to stop. Like, if it's chocolate, it's just chocolate. Just eat it and move on, okay? Doesn't mean someone loves you like that. Okay, let's move on to story number 4. Am I the asshole for not inviting my friend to our Galentine's party? So the person writing this is a 19-year-old female. Okay, so I'm part of a friend group with 5 other girls, one of which has a boyfriend. My friend who has a boyfriend was texting us in the group chat a few weeks ago about how she was excited to spend Valentine's Day with her boyfriend and see what he planned for her. He told her to come to his place that evening for a surprise because it's their first Valentine's Day together. We were all super excited for her and helped her plan outfit ideas and such. Since I knew she would be busy, I invited the rest of my friends in our group to a Galentine's party at my house to make cookies, watch movies together, and stuff like that. We made a separate group chat just for this event, and all we talked about in the group chat were things relevant to the party, and I deleted the chat after the party when it was over. So because I thought it would be annoying to flood our regular group chat with messages about the party when one friend would not be going. We had a great time. We posted a few pictures on Instagram of the cookies we made and gift exchange that we did, and today I got a barrage of angry messages from my friend for intentionally excluding her from our Galentine's party, and then she said I didn't need to act so jealous and petty just because I don't have a boyfriend. I told her the only reason I didn't invite her is because I knew she'd be busy with a boyfriend, and that she was being really rude for no reason. However, I guess I could have still sent her an invite to make it seem less exclusionary. Am I the asshole? Damn. Okay, literally the only way to have solved this was to just let her know this was happening and let her know there was a separate chat, because these things are all very like, these things are like the same things that happen when you are being mean to someone. You know what I mean? So like, let's be real. In a friend group, if you're going to talk shit about someone, or if someone's acting out and they clearly need an intervention, what do? You create a separate group chat and you all discuss it and you all talk about this person, and naturally, to some extent, some people in that chat might talk shit even if you're not talking shit. It just gets to that, right? And it's all like very mean girl things to do. So when the intention here is not to be a mean girl, you are very practical about it, and you're like, hey, I don't want her to get spammed with all our messages about this party that she's not even going to, because why wouldn't it annoy her, right? To assume that it would annoy her. It's a bit shitty, because it's an assumption that she doesn't want to see these things and she doesn't want to be involved just because she has her own Valentine's Day plans. Because let's be real, you know, if her plans were even postponed by a day, or if her plans were on the 15th of Feb instead, she would be at this party. So creating this without her and not letting her know about it just makes it seem like she was not invited deliberately because nobody wanted her there. And it's very like, it's so sad, because if I were the friend, I definitely would have felt very like, well, why couldn't they have just told me this was happening? Or just leave me in the chat lah. Like, I don't mind seeing all these things. I would love to see all the cute pictures. Send me the stuff. I want to see the cookies you all bake. You know, like if I couldn't make it to a friend thing, I would have that energy of like I'm damn bummed out I cannot be there. But I'll let you guys know how my Valentine's Day goes, and y'all need to let me know how this party goes. You know, so like match each other's energy like that. So I don't think she's the asshole. I just think she needed to have let this friend know, especially because the friend was so involved in telling her whole friend group about her own Valentine's Day plans with the boyfriend. You know what I mean? She was so excited planning it with her friends, planning outfits, doing all that. So I'm sure she's not somebody that won't give a shit about what they are doing on Valentine's Day. So the assumption there is very sad lah, because yeah, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Okay? So I don't think she's an asshole, and I also think it's very shitty that the friend turned around and said, just because I have a boyfriend then you're jealous. Like, hey, no, it's really not that deep. You know, sometimes people don't care. Sometimes people don't give a shit. You're the only person in this room who cares about your boyfriend. The whole world doesn't need to, you know. But they clearly are not jealous friends, because they were so supportive and excited for you to spend your day with him and help you plan your outfits and do all that. So to twist this around and say y'all just jealous of me, is very like, don't be bitter. You know, just because you weren't able to attend this party, and even though it seemed like you were deliberately not invited, you weren't. So it's just a miscom thing. But I think to turn around and make it like, or to accuse your friends of being jealous of you, that's very full of yourself. Like, you need to chill. So I don't think she's the asshole here, but everything, it seemed very assholey to do those things that she was doing, because those things are in line with when you are being an asshole, you know? So very tricky, but she's not an asshole lah. Just need to communicate. But I've been in this situation before. I've been in this exact situation before, where I once had I think me and Shak, we were, one of his birthdays, we were at this staycay, and it was like a 3-day 2-night thing. So we spent like the first night together and everything, and I was like, actually we're here for 2 nights. Should we invite some friends over, because we can play games, we can hang out, blah blah blah. So I thought about it in a very logical, practical way, and I'm like, it makes sense to invite the friends who lived very near to us in that moment, because it was very convenient for them to show up last minute, and they didn't need to bring anything, plan anything, you know, they just needed to show up and spend time and hang out. So I did not invite another friend, even though I knew they would have loved to have been there, but I did not ask them, because they live like triple the distance away from the other friends. And I'm like, why would they show up so late at night, and it's like past midnight? Why would they want to hang out so late to the wee hours of the night and have to spend at super expensive cab home? But the other friends that were there could all share a cab home, and it made a lot of sense for them. So like days after that, I was kind of like, not, I guess I wouldn't say confronted, but like that friend expressed to me like, oh yeah, you didn't invite me to this thing. And then I started to go into a whole like, but you never ever travel. You never travel that far to do something. It's very rare for you to show up so last minute. So all signs pointed to you would not have shown up. But at the end of the day, it was just at least ask. You know, I should have just asked for the sake of asking. So at least this person knows that they are wanted there, they are invited, and it's their call. If you don't show up, that's okay. You know, so I kind of learned that the hard way. So now, even if I know like there's someone in my life who will not show up for this, all signs point to them never enjoying things like this, but just to make sure they don't feel excluded, I just need to go out my way and ask. I just need to go out my way to invite, even if they're probably going to say no, you know. But it still goes back to the assumption thing. I cannot just assume they'll say no, don't invite them. Then this person now feels like shit and feels like I don't want them around. But that's not true. So I think there's no asshole to this story. Probably the asshole is just the boyfriend. Let's just blame it on the man. He had nothing to do with this, but it's his fault, okay? Okay, let's see our final story for this episode. Am I the asshole for implying that my boyfriend is cheap because of the Valentine's Day gift he got me? Okay, so this is written by a 31-year-old female, and the boyfriend is a 37-year-old guy who is a single dad with 2 boys. Okay, so I have been with my boyfriend for 2 years, and he has a decent job with decent income and is into woodworking as a hobby. Damn. What it would do. Anyways, for Valentine's Days, birthdays, and every other celebration, he'd give me mostly jewelry, and I get him his favorite gadgets or sports gear. For this Valentine's, I got him sneakers, and I found out today that his gift for me was a wooden framed photo of him, me, and the kids. I've got to say I wasn't thrilled about it, and when I told my boyfriend my honest opinion, I didn't want to open my mouth, but he pushed me. He said he couldn't believe that was my reaction. However, I pointed out that he has the money for a for a $200 necklace at least, so that I could wear it at the engagement party. And he said that I was out of line to imply that he was being cheap when all he was doing was to make me a special gift. And also he had the kids help with it and put so much thought and effort in it because they see me as family and I should be appreciative of that. I said I was, but still thought that he could have added the necklace as a great combo. But he got even more mad, saying he couldn't understand why I'd value a necklace as much or even more than a special gift that he and the kids made for me. We went back and forth on this and breakfast got ruined. He went upstairs and refused to speak to me. I feel like he blew this out of proportion since he asked for my opinion, and I don't know if he has the right to be upset with me now. Am I the asshole? Oof. Okay. Since we're here for my opinion, she's the asshole lah. That's quite an asshole-y thing to do though. Wow, that's actually very shitty. So, considering that they just got engaged and they're talking about doing an engagement party, and that he was a single dad with 2 kids, and then they've been together for 2 years, right? So she obviously has been in the kids' lives also for 2 years. I don't know. I feel like she sounds materialistic. That's how she sounds, because to explicitly be like, you couldn't have got me a $200 necklace as well, and for her to even write this story publicly and to put a price there, it's a bit like, do you not realize that you sound quite materialistic right now? So I think that's very shitty to explicitly be like, oh yeah, that was a nice thought though, but could have gotten me a necklace. And I totally agree with the husband's reaction of like, you know what, breakfast is now ruined. I am so uncomfortable because you clearly have a very different we both have very different standards when it comes to gifting and what's meaningful when it comes to like material things. And I would also need time to be like, you know what, I need to chill. So him walking away and like refusing to talk to her for a bit, like, sounds quite fair. And yeah, I think his shock is very valid, because I would also in that moment be very shocked and a little bit disgusted that like, why are you talking about the value of a necklace and how that would have been a nice combo with this wooden frame that we put a lot of time and energy in, and the kids also had a part to play in, and like, that's very cute. What else can kids get you other than like cute like cards or like random things that they write, or like it's stuff that your partner makes and there's, and then the kids are involved in the process and then they all sign off on it. Like, that's the cutest thing, honestly. So I think that's a little shitty. And also the fact that she just got engaged means this man literally probably spent money on a ring, like on a potentially expensive wedding ring, considering the vibe that she's giving off. It sounds like this was probably an expensive ring already, because she clearly cares about the value of jewelry, right? And she says that he regularly buys her jewelry when it comes to gifting for birthdays and occasions and stuff. So I don't know, if this man's already gifting you lots of jewelry like that, wouldn't it be nice to take a break from that shit? Isn't your body heavy with all this jewelry? What the hell? I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. I think she's the asshole here lah. To imply that you wanted a gift of this specific value is shitty. To imply that this person could have done a little bit more is fair. If they are rushing and if they're like insisting that you give your honest opinion and like, do you really like it? If they're doing that and being annoying about it and you really don't like it, I think it's fair for you to be like, okay, I thought you would have done a little bit more, but I love this. I love the meaning and I love that the kids were involved. But you didn't need to explicitly be like, you could have gotten me a $200 necklace. Like, that's damn shitty. That sounds like the kind of girl I'll never be friends with. Yeah, she sounds like the kind of person that will like go and tell the partner to get her things on Valentine's Day and specifically be like, I want this, okay? Can you get me this for Valentine's Day? She sounds like that kind of person. And Valentine's Day to me is like a bonus thing. The anniversaries, the birthdays are like the standard. Okay, you obviously have to celebrate those, right? Valentine's Day is like a bonus extra, like, okay, let's do something cute. If we have the time, if we have the means to, let's go do something a little extra. But it's not a guaranteed chop, like you need to receive something on Valentine's Day. Like that's a bit, to me, I think a bit not very fair, not rational lah. Yeah, and getting a gift that was made with this kind of like thought behind it and like a family gifting, especially considering that you're marrying into this family as like a stepmom, right, to these kids. Yeah, that should have been more valuable to you rather than a necklace lah. So get your priorities straight, and yeah, don't explicitly ask for material things like that. Sounds shitty. Yeah, you can have a wish list, that's fair. But Valentine's all a bit much to imply that you need to spend this money on me. Like, chill out. You're literally getting married. Go celebrate your engagement party and you can live without this necklace. And better hang up that freaking frame. that picture of your. Okay, but yeah, I think that's pretty shitty. So she is the asshole here. Okay. So yeah, that actually marks the end of our Am I the Asshole Valentine's Day stories. So let me know in the comments if you were an asshole this Valentine's Day. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And now it is time for the favorite segment of this episode. Cring, cring! It's ringing. It's ringing somewhere. Where? Hello? It is time for your unsolicited advice of the week. So my unsolicited advice this week is your Valentine's Day is just a day for you to literally take time and spend it with your loved ones or do something a little bit fun and extra in the name of like love. You know, that's it. That's it. Like go be kind to a random person, go be kind to a stranger, do something, anything. Don't fall into the trap of capitalism and being materialistic on this day. And I think the only thing that you are allowed to demand from your partner is quality time together. I think that's very fair. Like to be like, let's just make sure we're both free on this day. Let's just try and spend time on this day. Or let's just do something cute. Let's just stay in and watch something together. You know, I think those are the things that should matter. And at the end of the day, this is not a wedding anniversary. It is not a birthday celebration. It is not something that should be such a major part of your life like that. Also, if you're watching the video, my light just went out. But anyways, yeah, I think just chill out, man. Valentine's Day is a day for you to just profess your love to people, I guess. And just do the things that make you genuinely happy and don't feel the need to do things for the sake of doing things, because that's how you see Valentine's Day portrayed and celebrated in pop culture, media, in movies, TV. And don't fall for the tricks lah. Just be happy on the day. Do what makes you happy. And if you are in a relationship, spend time with your partner. That'll be really nice. And if you have a partner that really values these things, that is fair to like take time out of your schedule to do something a little bit extra. Does not mean it has to cost you a lot of money and be a material thing. It literally can just be a fun day out or a day planned or like doing a random thing that you guys have been meaning to do. It's the thought that counts. It's the meaning behind the actions that count more and matter more than anything else here. So yeah, go forth and have a great Valentine's Day. And if you're watching this and Valentine's Day is already done, then I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. And if nobody told you they love you, then I just need you to know that I kind of love you, I guess. Thanks for watching this episode. Bye!